Hello, welcome to this week's mindfulness practice. My name's Leanna. Thank you for being here and for sharing this time with me. I love showing up with you week by week, so thank you for taking this time for yourself. Today, we're going to move through a heart opening sequence, short but sweet, but a really nice release for that upper body and welcoming in that new energy for our heart space. So I hope that you enjoy this practice. As always, take every shape at your own pace and modify and adjust whenever you need. I would love for you to have either a block or a towel that you can wrap up kind of nice and tight that can represent the shape of a block. Or if that isn't available, you could also grab a pillow of some sort, like a couch pillow. That will be supportive for the first shape that we're going to start in, which is a supportive fish. So we will get right to it. So we're going to take that block on the first setting or that towel, and we're going to place it longwise parallel with the back edge of our mat. And those sit bones are going to start about halfway down our mat, knees bent. Hands are going to rest by your side. You're going to slowly start to recline your back body down. That prop is going to meet the base of your shoulder blades. And then that head is going to reach back towards the ground. Knees can stay bent, feet to the ground, or you might choose to take your legs long. Last option is to find reclined butterfly shape with the legs, knees wide. Soles of the feet come to touch. And let's take those arms by our side, palms facing the sky, increasing and encouraging that chest opening. Let's take a full breath in to land here together. A deep inhale. And a long exhale out. Good. Start to notice how your body is connecting with the earth, how it's landing in this shape, how it feels to have that prop for support, encouraging this gentle back bend, heart opening. You allow those shoulders to fall heavier with those hips. And as you do so, tuning into the sensations, any sensations you may feel physically, tightness, stretch, tension, maybe the breath as it moves in and out. And alongside that, checking in with how the mind is feeling, how the heart is feeling, any lingering thoughts or emotions, anything that is present with you right here, right now. Allowing yourself this time for space to move, to breathe, to release, to steady. Tune into what you need here today. And let's draw in a deep breath together. And let something go as you exhale. Good. Another full breath in. Steady exhale out. Good. Full inhale. Once you reach your full, pause at the top. As you hold, soften the body. And then open the mouth side all the way. Good. Now adjust the pace to find a rhythm that can support you. And as you do so, calling in your reason or intention for your practice today. Maybe it's a word, a feeling, a phrase. Whatever resonates, allow yourself a moment to connect with it. And find a full round of breath to fully integrate it into your body, into the practice. Thanks for being here, everyone. I hope you enjoy this time together. Let's start to walk those hands towards our knees if they're wide. And then we'll all meet with those feet into the mat, knees bent. Use the support of your hands to just gently roll to one side, release that prop from beneath you, and then roll yourself back down. Feet are wide, knees together for a tented knee. Hands can rest on your body. Just take a full round of breath as you're Spine neutralizes. Good. We'll hug those knees into our chest. Cannonball shape. Draw your nose all the way up to your knees. Curl up in a tight ball. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe rock side to side. Full breath in. Full breath out. Hands come to the back of your thighs. Rock up and down the spine a few times, massaging out that back line. Eventually, rolling yourself all the way up over the knees, taking a tabletop position. Once you arrive in table, intuitively moving with your breath. That might look like some traditional cat-cows. Maybe it's a twist side to side. Doing what feels good here as you bring some movement into the body. Breathing with the movement and noticing the sensations. Let's take one more round of breath on your own here. Good. Now, finding a neutral spine, let's turn those hands towards our body. And then let's tuck the toes. From here, you're going to either stay neutral if this is quite intense for you already, or you can start to rock forward and back, bringing a nice wrist stretch and forearm stretch, a little bit of a toe stretch. This is really nice for our arms if we're sitting and reaching forward at a desk all day. Let's take one more full round of breath. Good. Now releasing the toes, releasing the hands, stacking those wrists under your shoulders. Find a hug of those ribs to your midline. Core starts to engage. Draw the weight into your left palm. Bring that right hand behind your right ear. Take a breath in. Twist open to the right, elbow to the sky. Good. Exhale, close the gap. Elbow to rest. Breathe in to open. Breathe out to lower. Good. Inhale to open. Exhale to lower. This time as you breathe in, reach that right arm tall. Exhale, thread that arm through, landing for thread the needle. Landing on the side of the shoulder, the side of the head. Good. Now you can keep your left hand planted as a kickstand, or you might take a half bind, bending through the elbow, reaching towards your right hip crease. Maybe that left hand just tiptoes forward to the top edge of your mat. Can you find a rotation in the upper back? Breathe into your heart space. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Last full round of breath. Your left hand releases down, root down. As you reach tall with that right hand, breathe in. Exhale, right hand plants down. Good. One round of cat-cow to reset the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round through the spine, push the ground away. Good. Breathe in. That left ear comes. Good. Now we take the weight into the right palm, left hand behind left ear. Breathe in. Twist open to the left. Exhale, wrist, elbow to wrist. Close the gap. Breathe in to open. And exhale to close. Good. One more round. Notice that rotation in the upper back, the thoracic of your spine. And then this time when you open, extend that left palm high. Maybe the gaze lifts. Exhale, thread that arm through. Find thread the needle on the opposite side. Right hand can stay exactly where it is. Maybe it tiptoes forward to the front. Maybe it finds that half bind, reaching for your left hip crease this time. Wherever you are, can you land and breathe into it? Notice where the breath moves in this shape. Notice the sensations. Full breath in. Full breath out. Last round of breath here. Good. Stay for the exhale. Then releasing that right hand down, root through the right palm, reach the left arm tall, find that twist. Notice if there's a difference. Exhale, left hand plants down. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out, cat. Good. Neutral spine. Walk those hands forward a step or two, and then straighten through the legs. Hips to the ground, chest shines through the gate of your shoulders, modified up dog. Go, we're landing here. Maybe you shift side to side with those hips. Those feet can be as wide as the mat, taking any pressure off the lower back. Slight engagement of your glutes. Shine your heart forward as you take that back bend. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale here. Child's pose on your exhale. Knees can draw as wide as you'd like here. Toes may come to touch. Palms ground down. Reaching towards the front of the space. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And so just sinking in this shape, allowing yourself to land and arrive. And your choice to allow those arms to stay reaching forward, or you can take a reverse prayer expression. So hands meet in prayer. You start to bend through the elbows and draw those hands to the base of your skull. So this further instigates more of an opening into the shoulders. Those thumbs may meet the top of your shoulder blades. Maybe they're just hanging in space along the way. Can you root down through the elbows and allow that chest to sink a little heavier with the hips? Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Last round of breath here. Release that on your exhale. Draw forward. Find that modified up dog. And then exhale. Lower all the way to the ground. Good. Zip the toes together at the back of your mat. Hands stay grounded or they lift with you. Low cobra. Take a breath in. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Next inhale, right leg reaches high. Bend the knee, peel the hip open. Come higher on those left toes as you squeeze that right heel to your glute. Take a breath in. Exhale, knee to left tricep crossover. Inhale, reach tall, maybe find that bend. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine as you draw forward. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, knee to right rest, pigeon pose. Drop that shin down, find the angle of that front shin. And then rather than sinking in the hips here, can you hug the inner thighs together? Find that lift in this shape. So more of an active pigeon shape. And then step those arms a little wider than your mat. Hands are tented. Take a breath in, shine your heart. Exhale, right shoulder releases to the ground, gaze turns to the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, left shoulder down, gaze to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to lower through center. Now allow there to be a heaviness in the hips. You might stack your palms to rest your forehead down. Allow there to be a softness in the body here. Full breath in. Full breath out. Last full round of breath. Good. Now ground down through the palms, stack them under your shoulders, tuck the back toes, step back to downward facing dog. Release that side out in whatever way that feels good for you. We have a full round of breath here. Your next inhale will reach the left leg high, bend the knee, peel the hip open. Squeeze that heel towards your glute, come higher on the right toes, take a breath in. Exhale, cross that knee over to your right tricep, draw forward. Breathe in, reach tall. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger curl. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Release the shin down for pigeon. Find that activation of the inner thighs, strong through the lower body. Step those hands wide. Striking cobra, breathe in. Exhale, left shoulder down, gaze to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, right shoulder down, gaze to the left. Inhale through center.
Exhale, release through center and find that heaviness here in this shape. Maybe you shift side to side, maybe you hold in stillness, just allowing there to be an opening into that left glute, into the hip. Anywhere you feel a release, can you tune into that sensation? Full breath in, full breath out. Last round of breath. Hands ground down. Make your way to downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Do what feels good. You have a full round of breath to reset. Good. And then ripple yourself forward on your next breath in, high plank. Your choice from knees or toes here. Use your exhale to lower halfway or all the way, chaturanga. Find your back bend on your breath in. Downward facing dog on your breath out. Full round of breath. Use your inhale to come high on those toes. Exhale, bend through the knees. Walk yourself forward to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to folds. Good. Now, like you're moving through mud, slowly rise one vertebrae at a time. We're ragdolling to stand. That crown of the head is going to reach last. Once you arrive, 3 big shoulder rolls. Releasing the shoulders down your back as you do so. Good. Tadasana, hands by your side, root down through your feet. Take a breath in, extended mountain gaze may reach to those palms. Exhale, bow yourself all the way back down. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step the left foot back and rise to your high crescent lunge. So hips are squared to the front with those shoulders, front knee is stacked over that front ankle. Can you push your back heel to the back of the space? Really activate that back leg. Good. Now arms can be reaching high. Your choice for your expression here. They can always release to your heart. Maybe they come to your hips. Focus on finding that foundation and stability through the lower body, through the midline. Knit your ribs into your center. Take a full breath in. Steady on your breath out. Good. Now you can stay as you are, or you may choose to reach those arms high, hands come to prayer. And just like in our child's pose, we're going to start to find that reverse prayer expression. So elbows to the sky, hands draw to the base of our skull. And then keeping that engagement through the midline, maybe you start to find a little bit of a back bend here from the shoulder blades up. Gaze can lift to the sky. Take a full breath in. A full breath out. A last inhale here. Release that bind on your exhale. Hands reach towards the ground. Pyramid pose. Shift the hips back, straighten through the legs. You might walk that left foot in a foot or two. Allow those legs to straighten. Allow that spine to just round towards your right leg. Maybe you flex those right toes for more of an intense stretch along the back of that right leg. Your choice here. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Go last full round. Bring a bend back into that right knee and then step the left foot to meet the right forward folds. Find a breath in, halfway lift. Exhale to release. Good. Now bend through the left knee, left hand stays planted. Breathe in, reach that right arm tall. Exhale to lower. Bend through the right knee, right hand lands. Inhale, reach the left arm tall. Exhale to lower. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale to release. Hands plant down, right foot steps back, rise to your high crescent lunge. Taking your time here to find your shape, knowing that you have time to do so. Can you lift that back heel, push it to the back of the space, find that stack of that front knee over your front ankle. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Midline's engaged. Steady your gaze, your drishti. Good. Now, if those arms aren't already reaching tall, you have the choice to now reach them. Find that prayer mudra expression. And then your choice to bend through the elbows, reach those hands towards the base of your skull. Allow that chest to open to the sky while keeping that midline engagement. Take a full breath in. Lunge a little deeper on your breath out. Good. Last round of breath here. As you exhale, release whatever bind you've taken. Hands reach to the ground. We find that pyramid variation. Option to step that right foot forward a foot or two. Round through the spine. Bow that chest forward. Option to flex those left toes. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. 2 more rounds of breath here. Find length along the backs of your legs. Good, last round of breath. Use your next inhale to lunge forward. Right foot steps to meet the left, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale to release. Root down, reach, hold to the sky, extended. Maybe a slight back bend as those hips push forward. Exhale pours you all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Your choice through knees or toes. Move through chaturanga. Find your back bend on your breath in. And downward facing dog on your breath out. Full round of breath. Good. Lower the knees down. Start to walk those hands to the top edge of your mat. As your forehead or chin meets the ground, hips stay high over those knees. Melting heart or puppy pose. Allow there to be a heaviness here in the chest and the upper body. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Last inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Good. Nice and slowly, you're going to slide all the way down to your bellies. Stack the arms in front of you. Rest your forehead down on your palms. Step those feet, mat edges. Give those hips a little shimmy into the earth. Let it go. Good. And then that right cheek is going to come to the mat. As you reach that right arm long behind you, maybe it's a bend at the elbow that you find. Good. And then keeping that left arm cactused by your side, palm into the mat. Kick that left heel to your glute, and then start to roll back on that right shoulder for open wing. That left foot plants behind you, left hand stays as a kickstand out in front. Now notice how you have the shape of that right arm, the diagonal of that right arm, will affect where you feel this stretch and the intensity of this stretch. So just adjusting the placement of that right arm. And then your choice to keep that left hand planted in front of you, or you can find that half bind, reaching towards your right hip crease, allowing the shoulder blades to draw towards one another. Wherever you are, can you breathe into it? Allow that breath to be fluid and slow. Let's take 2 more rounds here, breathing into the sensations of this shape. Last full round. And nice and slowly, you're going to release back to your bellies. Find that crocodile shape of stacking the palms, resting your forehead down. Give those hips a little shimmy to reset. And then we'll take that to the left side. So left cheek comes to the mat. Left arm extends out behind you. Right arm is cactus by your side. Kick that right heel towards your glute. And then start to roll back on that left shoulder. Right foot steps behind you, knee to the sky. Open wing. Adjusting the direction or shape of that left arm to support you here. This is a very intense stretch along the chest, so you finding your depth.
And then from here, keeping that right hand planted for support, or you can take that half bind, reaching towards your left hip crease and encouraging the shoulder blades towards one another. And then breathing into it, breathing into whatever expression you have chosen to land in. Noticing if the breath is constricted or has fully stopped, that's your indication that you've maybe gone one step too far. Can you ease yourself out of the shape to find that fluidity once again? Let's take 2 more rounds of breath. Good, last full round. And then you're going to release that at your own time, nice and slowly, finding that crocodile shape one last time. Elbows wide, rest your forehead down. Give those hips a shimmy into the earth. Good, and then planting those hands under your shoulders, find a child's pose. Knees will draw wide, toes will come to touch. And this time we'll reach our hands back towards our feet, curling up into a shell shape, giving those shoulders a break. And landing here for 3 solid, slow rounds of breath. Last 2. Last 1. At your own time, you're going to walk those hands in front of your knees to slowly lift yourself upright to Virasana, a kneeling seat. And keeping that gaze soft towards your laps or closing the eyes completely, allowing that gaze to stay inwards. Take a hand over your heart and belly. Feel into the whole system, the body, the mind, the breath, the energy. And tune into whether or not you can feel or see a shift. Might be subtle, might be big. Just noticing if there's anything there. And as always, trusting that your body took in exactly what you needed during this time, whether a shift is apparent or not. Feel the weight of your hands resting on your body as you breathe in gratitude for the ability you have to move, to breathe, to reconnect safely and in community. And we'll breathe in gratitude for this practice, the past teachings, and this ability to connect with one another. Let's draw our hands to our third eye, space between our eyebrows, center of intuition. You might call back in your reason or intention as we take one last final breath in. And a long and steady breath out. You can bow with me and say, Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. It was such an honor to guide you. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. I hope it was what you needed. And thank you for sharing this time and space with me as always. I'd love for you to join our community. So you can hit the subscribe button below, like this video, maybe send it to someone that needs a little heart opening and upper body release. And as always, I wish you well, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.